What up?
What's up, bud?
I'm gonna do a little GTA DUI stream.
Little GTA Woody?
DUI stream. Thirsty Thursday.
Interesting. Been doing some races. I just had this one guy. He was all butthurt because I beat him in a race. So he challenged me to just me and him. I was on his ass the whole race, and then it was a 2-lap race, and I led the whole thing. And then we got done with the race, and he just said that was stupid, and just gave it a thumbs down, and quit.
Right. Yeah, I've run into a lot of players like that.
That was stupid. You're a cheater. Oh yeah. Totally.
So, sweet. They just gave me another $100,000. All right. So, as always, we're gonna be on Twitch.tv/KingCityDJ, and as soon as I get this set up. I look like shit.
I got a new car.
I hope everybody brought their lunch money today. Today we're doing $1 apple pie sips, $5 beer chugs, $5 Satan's Minion wings, $10 sangria chugs, and that is a 375 milliliter, 13.9% bottle.
So if I just like pay to get you drunk as fuck and then like race
Yeah,
got you into racing, like doesn't that fuck you up while racing a little bit?
that's the whole idea.
Yeah.
Is my hat over there? My hair looks awful. What am I gonna play first? What? What is it? I know what I want to.
Hey, when you're in your garage, how do you position of the car like above each car to show how fast it is and stuff? Do you know how to do that?
I don't. I just know how to change the arrangement of the vehicles in the garage.
Right. I saw in this one video that the guy was walking around his garage and had above each car of how fast it was, how much acceleration and braking and stuff.
Huh? That's funny.
Don't know how he did it.
They need to make an option to completely disable music in the game.
Oh, you can. That's what I always do.
No, I mean, like you can go through and turn the radio station to off, and you can turn off
No,
music in the options, but when you're racing or doing a mission, it automatically comes back on.
no, not mine. I go to the audio settings and you can turn the music volume all the way off.
Right, I get what you're saying there. I've a little different from what I meant. I meant disable, like disable the radio during missions and races, and then leave it on when you're driving around on free mode.
Music to my phones and turn off all the music. Like you have the volume off, and even if you have your radio on, like in your car, you can't hear
Right.
Just a little off.
Invites are out. Maya, turn it down.
What's this? Oh, sumo fight.
Have you not played this yet?
Put some custom. Well, yeah, I played this with you. But can we do custom car?
I've set it to all, so you can pick any car you want.
Huh.
I don't think you can use like your private vehicles though.
Yeah. Why is that not fair? Just because if your car's a little faster, you can hit someone off.
No, fast in sumo, fast doesn't do anything. What you want is you want a car with a big dumbass flat butt like a Corvette and a slope nose.
Right. So
So
just
if you
slip
hit
right
them,
off the edge of it.
yes. So if they come at you head on, they fly right over the top of you and off the side. And if you hit them with the back of your car, you knock them off. I have a friend. I have a friend here in Illinois that does the demo cars like every month, and he spends most of his time in reverse.
Yeah, that's what I was doing at the beginning of that contract we were doing.
When what like Vice City and San Andreas were new, the hot ring, what they had hot ring and then they had
No, I was just saying there's another time you and I when we were doing it.
yeah but the like the earlier games they had like demo derbies in a big arena like in real life.
Hmm.
Damn it, I picked the wrong car. Oh well, this ought to be interesting.
Tesla.
Oops.
I don't know the fastest thing on fucking YouTube. Yeah, that was easy. That was fucking easy.
Good
I
job.
flew into him. I just blew him up on impact.
That's always nice.
So on your YouTube, does the voice work now, or is it just you?
Pretty sure it's everybody in the party.
Oh, okay.
So if we
Yeah,
have
I
more
mean,
people join, they're supposed to be able to hear everybody.
right, right. I'm just talking about like when you're watching the YouTube video.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It shows everybody. Sorry.
Oh shit! This dumbass car slid right off the side.
You like flipping me off.
With your slope nose, you should be able to scoop him from behind and just ride him off the side. He just killed
Hard.
himself. I guess he doesn't care.
Did you see on your screen how you just sit there, just flip me off?
forward to eating these wings.
Hot wings.
Yeah, they're hotter than anything you can buy in a restaurant around here.
Okay, is it like a ghost, like
Hotter.
pepper hot, or is it like a Carolina Reaper hot, or what?
I would say it's
Should I be
it's
playing
not.
this game?
You can play whatever you want.
Well, I'm just asking what you want to do, bud.
Um, I pretty much let everybody else pick. I just follow along. I would say it's probably a few steps above blazing sauce.
Well, blazing is just like a peppery hot. It's not good.
Blazer is actually made from Reaper extract. A lot of people don't know that because they don't put it on the ingredients.
Huh. It's just like a peppery hot.
Because if you eat Reaper and then take a spoonful of blazing sauce, it's the same exact flavor.
I like it hot, but not like kill myself hot.
Did you see my video last week before I went into the movie theater?
No.
One of my friends sent me a whole bag of scorpion peppers, and scorpion's not supposed to be as hot as a Reaper, and I was wrong. I was very, very wrong.
You only up some, they were like a orange habanero,
Yeah.
and then you like cream cheese filled them or something and wrapped them in bacon.
Yes.
And he's like, "Oh, try these. These are awesome. They're hot." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I got it." You know, like cream cheese, bacon. Like, oh, this isn't gonna be that hot. That was fucking so hot, bro.
We have what we call the mystery jar. It started off with a vinegar and um, it started off with vinegar and peppers and stuff that I had picked myself, and then it turned into like habaneros, and we bumped it up to Reapers, and now we have a jar with that is scorpion and Reaper pepper infused pickles and jalapenos. So
I
what?
feel like he's carving it.
So what we do is, if anybody comes over to the lounge, we let them pick one out of the jar, and we don't tell them that there's Reapers in the bottom of the jar. So they'll eat a jalapeno thinking it's just a pickled jalapeno. This ain't gonna be bad, and it's thoroughly soaked to the core with Reaper juice. Are you going to bed? That dude just drove straight off the side.
3 against 1, but come on.
4 against 1.
Oh, 4.
I don't
I
know.
didn't
I
get
guess we
4.
didn't turn on balancing. Oh well.
I guess not.
Maya Nicole.
Yeah, I decided to buy a new supercar.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty nice.
I dumped almost all my money into that stupid bunker. I bought a facility, so it's like an evil lair.
Yeah. I got a bunker and like a clubhouse and stuff, but I didn't buy that.
I'm just now getting to the point where I wanted to make sure that I had two cars, the two main cars that I wanted maxed out, a sports car and a muscle car. And then once I keep building the money up from there, every time I get to 1 million, then I'll start thinking about what I need to buy next. Because when I really buckle down and play like a whole day, it's nothing for me to make, you know, close to 1 million in one day.
Right. Yeah, I got a bunch of armored cars that I use to go into those contact missions, and I just make a shit ton of money doing that.
I still haven't done any heists. Like, I want to. I'm not gonna go do it by myself.
Right. Well, I can help you out, brother.
My son's been trying to get me to do one, but they've been having problems with internet on the other side of town. So he, like, my mom's house has a PS4 and I have a PS4, so we put them both in the same room at my mom's house. That way we can play together.
Hey, truck buddies. Oh, yeah.
What the fuck is this?
No, I've done quite a few heists and doomsday heists and stuff. You can make a lot of money doing that doomsday heist, especially if you're good and you can do it by yourself.
Is that the one where you gotta steal the nuke?
You don't steal the nuke, but it's a really long mission, and if you're with someone that really sucks, like even just one guy out of 5, then or 4, I guess, then he can only if he dies once, you guys have to restart.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so even if you're doing good and he keeps on dying, you have to restart, 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 restart. It's just
That sounds horrible.
yeah, you're just like pulling your hair out, just like my God, I want this money, but fuck. But I've had
You
a
said
few
butt fuck.
times where I did that. I had a few times where I've had some good guys, and like I made almost 600,000 or 700,000 just on that mission.
I have no idea what this is, but whatever.
It's what we're doing, but with trucks.
Truck buddies. So I was playing off, like I wasn't streaming, and I was playing just to kill some time, and I pulled off one of my most favorite things about all the war games. Way back on PlayStation 2, I used to play Modern Combat, and I'd wait for 4 people to get in a helicopter, and I'd shoot the pilot. And I did that on GTA the other day. 4 kills with 1 shot.
That's neat. That'll do. Hopefully I have some
I don't even know what's going on. I'm guessing it's the red thing. Hopefully here in a minute, T-Rex is going to be joining us. She doesn't play a lot, but when she does, it's hilarious. Oh shit, because I'm going after this red dot. Okay, I messed up already. Alright. Oh, I just pulled a Blake Horton. I ran my bike straight into a signpost. Sanchez? So how do I know what's what? Okay. Alright, I got this. It shouldn't be too hard. There seems to be guns everywhere. Yeah, no, it's just a wasp. know there's a rocket launcher right by me and I can't see it. I don't know, I've never done this before. It seems like a logical, thing to choose, though. Okay. I'm a really good, pretty good sniper. I just don't, I don't play first-person shooters a lot. So I got some amazing news today. I have been invited to go to Chicago next month and do a paratrooper mission with the Army Golden Knights. The recruiter sent me a message. He was like, "Hey, do you want to jump out of an airplane?" And I thought he was joking. I'm like, "Well, yeah." I thought he was teasing me. Because when I tried to enlist in the Air Force, they told me I'd never fly, so I pursued other things, and they were kind of teasing me for not enlisting. But I DJ'd a blood drive at the recruiting station here last week, and now I get to go jump out of an airplane. I've done just about every extreme stunt there is, other than skydiving. This is pretty much the end of my extreme sports bucket list. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna come pick you up. If I can figure out which one you are. Are we red? No! Get away, get away, get away! Get away from him! Get away from him! I'm coming! Uh-oh. Oh shit, shit. Hold on, I gotta let myself regenerate. There's the Sand King. Well, I'm in it. Where do I take it? The light blue? Or the flashing dot? I don't know where I'm supposed to go. The fucking radar is so confusing. You're gonna have to chill. It's not gonna hurt you. Well, not you. My daughter's freaking out because there's a wasp in the room. It's not gonna hurt anybody. They used to pay me $20 a pop to eat them at work. Because we worked in a laydown yard at a power plant that was being built, and all the pieces for the power plant out in the laydown yard would have wasp nests and stuff in them. So they would tell me, "Hey, get that wasp nest out of the shed." I was like, "You're gonna have to pay me." He said, "Well, if I pay you, you're gonna eat it." I said, "Okay." Oh, I just Austin Powers myself on a bridge. I really have no idea where I'm going. I don't know which one's you. I am on the airstrip right now. I'm 15 feet away from my TV. All I see is light blue and purple or dark blue. Okay, now I see you. No. So, where do we go from here? To the left, I'm guessing? Where? Are you setting a waypoint? Why can I not see it? Well, I wear shaded glasses whenever I'm streaming. Okay. Is this not the right Sand King? Oh, that's dumb. Alright, I gotta jump off here. Well, I'm not gonna go anywhere, but I'm gonna kill this wasp real quick. Damn it. That's great. Right. So, cue the endorphins. Oh, what? Fucking timer's about to run out. Yeah, sorry about that.
I just went and stole the sand because I guess time ran out.
There's a trick to catching wasp, and I didn't do it right this time.
We get stung.
Yeah, he got me like 4 fucking times in my thumb and my forefinger.
I just do wasp spray.
Well,
Smash them.
we can't really do that in the living room.
Yeah. I'm like back at it real squad.
I don't blame you. You get me the phone mount.
Or are you doing something else?
I don't know. I'm Maya, will you hand me the phone mount? That's over there. Right next to your foot. Walk another 5 steps after I said it's next to your foot. On the floor behind you. Maya, you get me some ice in a bag, please? One of my cousins and my brother both live in Arizona, and they're trying to figure out a way to ship me a live scorpion so I can eat it on live stream.
Oh jeez.
I'm gonna pop the stinger off before I eat it, but still, it's pretty gross.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. You get me some ice cubes in a bag, please? Yeah. What the fuck did you think was going to happen if I had to grab it from below on short notice from a light fixture 4 feet above my head?
Maya, bring your dad some ice cubes.
You got me 4 times. Twice in my thumb and twice in my forefinger. Yeah. So, when those first came out, we would take turns sticking our tongue to it. Yeah. I also, years ago, with a gentleman who has passed away now, we were talking about guns and stuff, and he brought in a 950,000 volt stun gun, and he said that the packaging said that it'll make you lose control of your bowels. I said that's bullshit. It's not gonna happen. So we made that I would try to hold it onto my leg for 10 seconds. And I absolutely did more than 10 seconds. It's probably closer to 30 because it took them a minute to realize I couldn't let go. So what I did is I stuck it to my leg and then I pulled the trigger on it, and it tensed up my whole body to the point where I couldn't let go of the trigger. So it burned 2 big holes in my leg. The scars lasted for probably 8 months to a year. Alright, this. I want to do a stunt race. You can join me if you'd like. Yeah. Sweet. I hope you got your pilot's wings.
Yes. You want a bath? Yeah. Quit, Maya.
That's what I
Quit.
was gonna fucking race out.
You want a bath?
I've got my ace in the headset.
Do you know what would cause me to have audio in one headphone and not the other?
Quit, Maya. Do you want a bath?
Like, is the PlayStation controller only outputting mono?
Bath? Bath? You want to go to the bath?
I hold her neck to get her to stop.
Maya, quit.
Just hold her neck and she'll stop.
Are you using like headphones or something?
Yeah, earbuds.
Maya, quit. She's got her nails dug into my arm.
Probably why, because there's only one.
Do you want a bath?
No,
one
I
that has
don't.
the mic
So
on
quit
it is only
saying.
made for
You
the
want a
phone.
bath? I'll give you
Like
one.
the phone part, which is what you're
You
using
won't like it.
the mic for.
Well, that was stupid. The headset I'm using
Maya, quit.
is stereo with a mic. Stereo headset with a mic.
That is
Would you
Turtle
like
Beach.
kitties in your mouth?
Yeah, I don't have that kind of money.
I fight.
That was only $100.
I fight.
You're not a
Only.
piranha, you're a cat.
I'm self-employed, man.
It's a piranha half cat.
$100.
You don't have
I
Kitty cat.
that's like
And kitty cat.
that's like half a DJ party.
Maya, quit.
My cat. Your kitty cat.
Good. If it's your cat, you can go
Oh,
hunt it
I
for
would.
yourself.
No.
Showtime.
Quit pulling
I used to. When I was in the Boilermakers, I was pulling down 1,800 a week take home.
Boilermaker. Alright.
Leave her alone.
I'm a pipe fitter.
Really? So we do the same shit you do. We just do it right the first time.
My foreman is a boilermaker
Sit
for
down.
a boiler welder for Capital City
Sit down.
boilers.
My quit.
A lot of jobs are composite now.
10 years or so.
A lot of jobs towards the end of my career were composite, where I would be working with 3 or 4 pipe fitters.
Yeah. I'm going to school.
I have to give it to you guys.
Union.
Pipe fitters, they teach you guys what's called walking the cup, and that's something I still can't do.
Tagging. Yeah.
Well, when they teach us to TIG,
So,
we're not allowed to touch the cup to the material.
well, yeah, that's just you're hovering. You can do
Yeah.
it both ways.
Right. So what I'm talking about is where when they're sealing up, say they're TIG welding a 6-inch pipe, they walk the cup, which means they use the cup to roll it back and forth, and do it that way, and it comes out looking like a row of dimes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what
It gets on my nerves. Like the guys that I'm friends with here in town that live in the same town as me. So they will send me requests while they know I'm live streaming. I'm like, no, just join mine. I sent them all requests to join the party too, and none of them did. So I'm not gonna drop what I'm doing to join whatever stupid mission they're doing. Oh, really, bro? Mm-hmm. Are you in the red and black car? Are you in the red and black car? Oh, then there's somebody else here. Oh, well, yeah. Oh. Yeah, you can't just, like, stop in the middle of the flight like that. I'll catch up to you, it's okay.
You ran right in the back.
Yeah. We have a huge problem. What state are you in Illinois too? Are you the guy that's in Chicago? Okay, so we have a huge problem with truck drivers here, like thinking they're above the law, and truck drivers. So like they think that they rule the road, and they cause accidents every single day in our stretch of interstate, and we have interstates in our city. Like today, they caused a 6-car pileup when 2 semis were battling it out for position and collided with each other and caused the 6-car pileup behind them. And the thing is everybody that supports the truck drivers says, "Oh, they're doing the best they can," you know. And this is all I want. I want them to pass nationwide that semis are not allowed to leave the right lane. That would solve everything. Because their trucks are governed to 70 miles an hour anyway, so they can't go past the speed limit to pass someone. And most of the time around here, the speed limit on the interstate is 70 here. So if they're doing 65 trying to pass someone, everyone in a passenger vehicle behind them is getting pissed off. So if you can't do the fucking speed limit, what is the point in passing someone? Yeah. You guys got wider open roads though. Ours, we call it the death run here. It's from Marion, Illinois to Mount Vernon, Illinois, and that is Interstate 57. And when you get to Mount Vernon, that's where 64, Interstate 64 and Interstate 57 make it like an X chromosome shape. Yeah, so it's just a big fuckball every day. If I just, okay. Yeah, it's just terrible. I'm aggressive. So I'm the guy, like, you know. Right. So, similar situation, my first encounter with the go-kart, I got pulled to the side and thought I was in trouble. And the guy offered me a spot on the team, and my dad said no. Yeah. And, well, yeah. And then later on, Dad got us started on dirt bikes, and I got really good. And when I started doing the moto tracks around here, my mom got upset and thought I was going to hurt myself, so she had him sell the motorcycles and get himself a Harley. That way I could ride it. That did not stop me from riding it. Just about every chance I got when he wasn't around, I knew how to start his bike without the key. So I'm hot rodding around on a Sportster at 17 years old, running from Waltonville to wherever. All these back road towns around here are like 400 or 500 people each, so you could do whatever you want. Nobody will stop you. Is there a decent racing community in your state? So we had a great racing community, and we had a car club called Domestic Disturbance. And when it got too big for their britches, everything started to kind of crumble, and they started meeting less and less. And me and the guys who are really into the main problem with the Domestic Disturbance group around here is that the guys that started it, they're not car guys, they're not motorheads, they're just guys who got really good jobs at an early age and bought sports cars. So the rest of us that are like weekend warriors, building our own vehicles instead of buying them and racing what we got, this past year they made a new rule where if all you have is your daily driver, you're not welcome in the group anymore. Yeah, so I was like, well, fuck you guys. Fuck all the times I ever DJ'd for free. Fuck all the fundraisers I did for you guys. All the times me and the guys on bikes blocked intersections for you. That doesn't mean shit, I guess. We'd have 40 or 50 sports cars all lined up, and we would take our motorcycles. I was kind of the guru for the motorcycles, and we would block intersections so all the cars could go through at once. But all that didn't mean shit. Yeah. We have a place still running like that called Hall Street in St. Louis. But, yeah. The only reason we can still get away with it at Hall Street is because the cops just don't want to deal with it anymore. Like, they've got stricter, the cops used to chase people even though there's a no chase policy in Missouri. And now they've had enough cops get suspended and stuff for chasing people that they don't chase us anymore. You could do a wheelie right past the cop, and if you hammer down, he's not allowed to follow you. I have like an understanding with the local PD. So anything outside of Mount Vernon or Jefferson County, then I start to work. If I get pulled over by a state boy. So shortly after I got my I got my driver's license at 16, and that was in February. And then that summer, my dad grabs me by the ankle and yanks me off the couch at 6 a.m. on a Saturday and says, "Get out and don't come back without a fucking job." So here I am. I'm doing 80 miles an hour on a 2-lane highway called 148. I'm doing like 80, and I pass the state cop, and he whips it around, pulls in behind me. I knew I was in trouble. I was hysterical, and he sat me down in the front seat, told me to calm down, and when it was all said and done, I told him, you know, what my dad told me, not to come back and all that without a job. And he was like, "Well, I guess you better get a job today then, huh?" So I drove straight to Hardee's. I drove straight to Hardee's in Mount Vernon, and I asked them for an application, and they didn't even bring me a piece of paper. They came back out with a uniform. Yeah. I worked there for a month and had a perfect register every day. And since it was summertime, I was getting like 40 hours a week, and I just started, so all the other employees got pissed off and started lying on me to get me fired. I'm not really like, really. I wouldn't mind working at a car wash, but I don't know how I would look in a bikini. Like Ferris Bueller. Yeah. My cousin, he had a place here called Matt's Make It Shine, and he detailed for the police, detailed for all local business owners, all that stuff, and then the IRS caught him for tax evasion, and he had to do time. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Like, I can't. I guess I'm going the wrong way. Oh well. Been lost in conversation. My daughter's asking what job did I get after Hardee's. The day I got fired from Hardee's, by the way, the lie that finally got me is that I yelled at an old woman because she ordered dark meat and I gave her white meat. Yeah, I could totally see myself yelling at an old lady. So anyway, that day I went to, I want to say, Burger King. I went to Burger King, and like 3 days later they called me to come work for them. I worked there for a month, and this black gentleman was trying to decide what he wanted to eat. And the skinhead walks in and steps in front of him and says, "Are you going to take this inwards order, or are you going to take mine?" And I said, "Sir, you're going to have to wait a moment. I'll be with you in just a second." He grabs me by the collar of my shirt and starts to pull me over the counter. And that black guy grabs his wrist and snaps his wrist in half. And I got fired for mishandling the situation.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so full of crap.
Yeah.
They're the one that should have got
That
fired.
is bull.
Like they did.
Yeah. So
I guess
that
that's
they gave me
okay, anyways.
they printed out my check right there on the spot, and I drove straight to Taco Bell. Well, I cashed my check and then
Stops food in my life.
I know, and most people don't, and that's why they assume that it's easy, and it's not. Just because it's
I've worked food. I've worked food.
well,
Not fast food.
right. So fast food. I keep in mind, I spent 13 years in the union, in the Boilermakers Union, as a high rigger. Okay, I've worked.
There is a Boilermakers Union.
Yeah, we're nationwide, bro. We're worldwide, actually. I can work anywhere in the world if I wanted to back then.
Yeah.
But anyway, keep in mind, I've been in some of the most dangerous situations in construction. Period. And nothing I have ever done.
I know boilers. I know the
Right.
spots you gotta go to.
Nothing I have ever done is as hard as working fast food. Nothing. Because you're dealing with,
And all that crap.
yes, you're
Oh,
dealing with
that's
high
that's
stress.
I'd shoot
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah, you're dealing with high stress all day, every day that you work.
Daddy,
Yeah, but I was a server for 4 years at Outback
tell him the
Steakhouse.
story of construction when you were
I've
growing
only got to eat at Outback once. I was out in California. We had just dropped off a box truck that we drove across the country. That's a story for another time. But anyway, the steak was all right.
It's all about where you go, who your server is.
Oh,
That's
all right. So,
same guy for me.
and pipe fitter, you get to stay pretty close to the ground, right? Most of the time.
It depends.
All right. So here's a story for you. We're at Lively Grove, and I don't know if you've ever heard of this place, but it's the biggest coal-fired power plant built in the world in the last 20 years.
Okay.
And it's here in Illinois. And we were dropping hanger rods down through the beams with a huge crane. And
Hanger rods.
yeah, so a boiler doesn't sit on the ground. A boiler hangs from the top. Yeah, and the reason they do that is so it can flex and stretch while it heats up. But anyway, so they had two beams, like less than 2 feet apart, and they dropped the block of the crane down between these beams, drop it all the way to the ground 300 feet below, strap up a hanger rod, which is a 40-foot pole, about 6 inches in diameter. Some are 4 inch, some are 6 inch. And then, so once they get it back up close to the beams, we have to, like, we have a guy in a buggy hanging from cables under the beam, and his job is to guide the hanger rod into the hole that it goes in, and then we put a nut on the top and weld it off. So when it gets up close enough that we can reach it, we realize that the extra weight on the block is crossed up, so it won't come back up through the beams anymore. And everybody's standing around trying to figure out what to do. And we had engineers, safety, everybody on the job pretty much who had a title of some sort was up there trying to figure out what to do. And finally I got tired of waiting around. So I jumped down in between the web of the two beams, pressed my legs outward as hard as I could to hold myself in place. I grabbed the extra weight on the block with my bare hands and straightened it, and then let go with one hand to get on my radio and call the crane operator to come up on the load. And I watched that son of a bitch come up 6 inches from my face until it was up clear of the beams. And once it was clear of the beams, all I could see was 300 feet of air under me. And they had to grab me by my D-ring and pull me back to my feet. And so everybody's patting me on the back and shaking my hand and saying, "Oh, that was awesome. That should have been in the reporter." You know, they're talking about they should have took pictures and all this shit. Right. So as soon as safety heard what I did, they tried to fire me. I was tied off, but they still tried to fire me. I did not get fired. No, because I was the only thing keeping them from wasting a 12-hour shift. Me and that safety man had it out before the job was over. Honestly, what got me fired from that particular job was when I wrecked my motorcycle and broke my collarbone. I asked them if they could put me on light duty, and they said there is no light duty. And so, yeah, so I got fired for breaking my collarbone off the job. And so the guy, right, the guy that's supposed to protect us and look out for us in our union, our business, he said, well, yeah, he's supposed to, but in this case, this guy was a ratty motherfucker, and he told me that I needed to choose whether I was going to ride motorcycles or I was going to be a Boilermaker. I said, I'm a Boilermaker so I can buy motorcycles. Yeah. I'm not working because I enjoy working. I'm working so I can buy shit to play with when I'm not working. And this motherfucker said, if you don't like your work conditions, he told an entire class of apprentices this. He said, and this is after they signed away our right to strike. He said, if you don't like your work conditions, go back to McDonald's. This was our business manager. This is the guy that's supposed to protect our union. So, yeah. What finally got me kicked out of the Boilermakers Union was I was on a job in Newton power plant. It's an Ameren facility. And the superintendent is not allowed to talk to you because there's chain of command. Yeah, Newton in Illinois. So the superintendent is not allowed to talk to you because of chain of command. He has to talk to your general foreman or your steward. So he walks up with two bigwigs from Ameren, and he wants to pick a fight with me already because me and him have had words before. And he says, "What's that sound?" And I point over. I said, "My boombox over there." And every radio, it's normal. But he's got two Ameren guys with him, so he wants to show off. He says, "You can't have that here." I said, "Everybody has one. Why can't I have one?" He's like, "I told you you can't have one, so you can't have it." I said, "You show me on paper where it says I can't have it, and I will get rid of it." He said, "I don't have to show you on paper. I'm the superintendent. If I say you can't have it, you can't have it. If you don't take it out the gate, I'm going to take you out the gate." So I huffed and puffed, and I walked that son of a bitch all the way back to the brake shack at half mile away. And then when I get back, he's still standing there chuckling with those two idiots. And he says, "Oh, I thought you quit." I said, "I'll stick around as long as you quit running your mouth." And then he gets nose to nose with me, and before he can speak, I said, "I will rip your heart out and feed it to you." And that was enough to get me barred from Ameren for life. Once they gave up our right to strike, everything went downhill. Stupid. No. Yeah, I quit McDonald's. I quit McDonald's because they wanted me to have breakfast. They wanted me to come in at 9:30. Okay, keep in mind they've been open since 6:30. They wanted me to come in at 9:30 and have breakfast dishes done by 10:30. Yeah. And this is, I mean, I'm no longer, you know, being a patron at McDonald's restaurants because around here they've started installing the self-ordering machines. Yeah, so what happened was it didn't bother me. You know, I knew it was coming, okay? But what bothered me is they had a poverty wage part-time employee teaching the customers how to use the machine that will take her job. And then a manager wanted to argue with me about it and tell me that nobody's going to lose their job. And this is 15 minutes after I sit there and listen to them. I was waiting on a wedding meeting, a DJ booking, and I'm listening to them discuss who to send home because labor rate is too high. And they want to tell me that nobody's going to lose their job. So as long as they have those kiosks in their stores, I won't be buying anything from McDonald's. I don't even eat fast food. Like, I'm a pretty healthy eater now, so the only time I eat McDonald's is when everybody else chooses McDonald's and I don't have a choice. Because I really can't stand fast food. Like, I'm not the typical American anymore. Like, I don't drink soda. Might have an energy drink a couple times a week. I drink a little bit of coffee. I don't drink sweet tea. I drink probably a gallon of water every day. I burn 4,000 calories a day. And I don't eat anything out of frozen boxes. Back in the day, I could put away some pizza rolls, though. Pizza rolls. Right. So... Yeah, neither do I. I'm not big on sugar at all. Recently, my wife got me a Fitbit Versa. It's like a smartwatch for... It's a smartwatch for fitness. And that gets me every time. That stupid tongue. But anyway, so it keeps track of how many calories you're burning, like an estimate. It keeps track of your heart rate, keeps track of your steps and everything. I'm burning about 4,000 calories a day. So what I started doing after I got the Fitbit is I eat 6,000 calories every other day, and I just snack in between. And now my metabolism is, I can eat anything I want every other day. I'm waiting for you to put a shirt on and stream. Come on. My wife. Nah, see, I can't go back to that ever because I graduated 6 feet tall, 118 pounds. So I joined the Boilermakers at 19 years old. A year later, I was 6'3", 190 because I hit a growth spurt from eating too much steak. Dirty racers are... I still prefer dirty racers over glitch racers. The guys that glitch in front of you, I hate that shit. We did a 99 lap down the drain one day, and the guy was in second place the whole time, about half a lap behind me. And then on the last lap, somehow he catches up all of a sudden. And when I see him next to me, he glitches way ahead of me, and I couldn't catch up. But the good thing is I got it on video and I submitted it, so I haven't seen him since. This track sucks. Did you start PS4 before the cutoff for your stats? So I've been playing up until a few months ago. I've been playing PS3, and when I finally got to PS4, I bought it with my Twitch donations, and they wouldn't let me carry over my stats from PS3 because I had missed the cutoff date. I had over 300 wins in racing on PS3. Honestly, the only reason I even bought the PS4 is because I did the math to figure out what my donations had ended up to, and once it got to enough to buy one, then I went ahead and bought one. Everything I do, every different kind of side gig I got going on in my life paid for itself. So my DJ stuff, I only buy DJ stuff with DJ money. I only gamble with gambling or tips, and I only buy video games with stream money. I'm not stopping nothing, child. Move. Right. Yeah. If you're ever on a big job, ask if anybody's ever worked in Illinois, and if they have, ask them if they've heard of Blake Horton. I guarantee you somewhere in your career you will run across someone who will recognize my name and laugh and laugh and laugh. I was known for being super by the book. Like, guys would get pissed off because I would point out everything they were doing wrong. So, if I hadn't threatened that guy, then I'd probably be a safety man now.
Clean race is what that guy just sent me a text.
What a douche. My wife is trying to get the controller. I really hope somebody joins the damn chat, because if nobody joins the chat, I don't know what I'm going to do with these spicy ass wings, because nobody's going to eat them.
Alright, bud, I'm gonna go.
Alright, have a good night, bro. Be safe tomorrow at work.
I will, bud. Thank you.
I like his name, Josh Lucky 7.
I'll give you the controller if you take a bite of one of those wings. Still burning my damn nose. Amanda, please have Amanda call me. This is Tim.
No.
At 9:03.
Just ignore him.
I'm gonna tell him you're asleep.
You're gonna have to start learning how to live without me, because I'm not gonna be working there for very much longer. I work in the morning, so I can't work tonight.
Oh, I get to use my bike. Sweet. Oops. You gotta wake me up when you get up so I can put the trash out. I'm stressed. I have to go empty the bins and put them out front. I hate this one. Well, you know, it's like all the cars pretty much have the same speed once you top out, so if you fuck up early on in the race, it fucks up your pace for the rest of the race. Don't look at me, you would have hit the ground by now. My fingers hurt, Maya. You wouldn't happen to know why my fingers hurt. The hell? I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna have to go back to just playing Jackbox. record then. I don't know. So, I'm dual streaming right now. We're on Facebook, just chatting it up. And we're also on twitch.tv/KingCityDJ playing Grand Theft Auto. Follow what's going on. It's a dead night. I've had nobody in my chat on Twitch so far. And I went to all the trouble of making these amazing spicy wings. And it doesn't appear like I'm going to get to eat it. Vicky, welcome to the stream. Like I said, if you guys want to check out the full stream, it's on twitch.tv/KingCityDJ. We're doing a DUI marathon. Jamie, what's up? So in case you guys haven't heard, I've been given an opportunity to take a jump course in Chicago with the Army's Golden Knights flight team. It's going to be first for me. I've never jumped out of an airplane before, but I've always wanted to. So if everything goes to plan, sometime the week of August 20th, I will be 20,000 feet up in the air jumping out of an open aircraft. Josh, what's going on? I get to jump out of an airplane, Josh. It's amazing. In case you haven't seen my post, I've been invited to take a jump course next month with the Golden Knights. Kelly, how's it going? Right now we are playing Grand Theft Auto on Twitch if you want to join us. Debbie, what's going on? I am still trying to find a place to stay near Chicago next month so I can take the jump course. If you want to see my flying skills right now, go to twitch.tv/KingCityDJ. And I'm not really great with small helicopters, but I am proficient with fixed-wing aircraft. I'm burning up. I should have started the Twitch stream on Facebook instead. Here's the easier to get viewers on Facebook. for those of you just joining us, we are on twitch.tv/KingCityDJ. If you want to see what we're doing, I'm just live on Facebook right now, so everybody can join me. I'm going to give it about 30 more minutes, and if we don't have some viewers on Twitch, we're going to cut it off for the night. Tony, what's going on, man? You should hop over to twitch.tv/KingCityDJ and watch me stomp everybody on this motorcycle race. Stacy, what's going on? We're playing a little bit of GTA on PS4. If you want to watch, you can go to twitch.tv/KingCityDJ. You guys can ask me anything in the chat. Alright, guys, I'm going to call it for the night. Thanks for those of you who did watch. We will see you later. Dead mouse in the house.
Your car's great!
What up? Dude, you always send me invites when I'm already live streaming. me to your session now or send me an invite.